Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Okay, I'll just come out and say congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that was a good game. That was a good Super Bowl.
As soon as he missed the extra
Extra
point,
point. Yeah,
I knew,
that
I
was
knew
it.
it was done. It was over. I sat there and I was basically had my head in my hands. My daughter walks in and she said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "They lost." And she said, "Well, wait, they're ahead." I'm like, "No, they just lost." She said, "No, I don't understand. Look at the score." And I go, "No, it's Patrick Mahomes, and they just lost." And I was prophetic. And then it was really strange because there was a person that kept texting me the Chiefs logo throughout my watching the Super Bowl, and it was very distracting and it was very hurtful. And oh, Heather, there you are.
Oh,
Yes, it was Heather.
Oops.
yeah. Well, we have a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan a couple of doors down from my house, and
Oh,
he and his entire family. I mean, I think they went to church in their Chiefs gear, on Sunday morning, and
probably.
they were walking around the dog. I mean, it was just obnoxious, all get out. And of course, they came out after the game. And of course, it was already dark. Nobody was seeing them, but they still walked up and down the street. But
Of
anyway,
course, you got to do your little parade after you win. I might have done a little
yeah.
parade had my 49ers won, but no,
Mhm.
that didn't
Didn't
happen. But
happen.
hats off to the chefs.
Mhm. There you go. There you go. I like I like that's one of the best commercials ever. The chefs.
Yeah, great googly moogly. All right, what are we here
All
to
right.
talk about today?
We are here to talk about payroll.
Oh
All
wow,
right. Well, good.
Heather is like in
Good.
a bad Godzilla movie because she's totally out of sync. It's really funny. Okay, so
Yep.
when you get Heather today, just assume she's in a Godzilla movie. Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is. But no, we are here to talk a little bit about some of the things that we do to help organizations. From our fractional HR practice.
Yes, and we brought up payroll before, but we're bringing it up again because there is a lot of interest in companies getting help with payroll now. In fact, a lot of our metrics that we've been looking at in terms of things that we measure, uh, like views to our webpage, views to various ads that we're posting in various places on the internet, we have found that payroll administration is one of the top hits that we're getting from companies about this process. And so we wanted to talk a little bit more about it to let everyone know that yes, this is something that we're actually doing a lot of. We've seen this market grow considerably, and there's a lot of interest in it. And one of the things that we're seeing is that companies want to begin to move this process out of their hands, especially for smaller organizations, for a number of reasons. One, it definitely takes time. Two, there is there are a lot of companies that they have one person who does this along with 10 or 15 other different responsibilities that may not necessarily be HR related, and there's been a desire to have that information be a little bit more confidential and move it out of that person's hands that may have it internally. And then also we have been asked to step up and take on more HR work and more HR administrative work once they move payroll out. So this has grown very, very fast, and we're really excited about being able to do this. Heather, I know that you really are our expert in this area. Anything you want to talk about what I just said, or anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, you'll see payroll in either HR or you can see it in accounting or finance. But what we have found, like you said, in particular smaller companies, as they start growing, they realize we don't have time to do payroll. The controller or the CFO should not be doing payroll. Um, and then two, there's also realization of, gosh, we need HR, and those of us in finance should not be doing HR, and there's a lot of compliance and things that they started realizing they need help with. And that's when we've been able to step in and make some really big changes and transform not just creating an HR culture and a presence, but really, creating a transformation from the company where people now are feeling really loved and they're feeling heard and they're getting their questions answered quickly and they have the help that they need that maybe they didn't get so quickly because the person that was managing it was also had 100 other plates spinning in the air.
Yeah. I think that's a big part of it. I mean, I think when organizations, make the decision to move payroll to somebody like ourselves, um, it really kind of payroll kind of becomes much more, important, uh, and you know, making sure that that employees are paid correctly is huge because that we when we walk in, a lot of times there's so many errors and mistakes that are happening that employees are spending company time checking their payroll to make sure it's correct because they don't trust that it's going to be done the right way. So, you know, not only do you as a company, uh, you know, improve the employee experience, which helps your retention, helps them, focus on their customers versus worrying about their payroll check. Um, so that's a positive. Then you've got somebody making sure that all of the taxes are paid correctly, that 401k contributions are deposited into employee accounts correctly. All of those things that employees care about, uh, and they want to make sure. And there are a lot of employees that that want to make sure that their 401k contribution hits the bank, simultaneously or as close as possible to their paycheck. With the company match. I mean, all of those things are critical. And then the other part that we've seen with some of our clients, uh, is you know somebody to do an audit of what's happened in the past. And for one of our clients, we went back and took a look at the 401k program and audits and making sure that the company passed all of the qualifications for a qualified 401k plan. And guess what? They were out of compliance going back to 2019. So, our person, we were able to go in, redo all of the calculations, figure out, what the problems were, correct those problems from 2019 all the way through 2023. And what we actually ended up doing is moving the company out of a 401k plan into a safe harbor plan where you didn't have to do the testing, but you were also committed to a regular contribution to the 401k plan. So not only did we fix a compliance problem and an audit problem, but we also addressed it and fixed it going forward so that the company doesn't have to worry about it anymore. So those are the kinds of things that we get involved with. Really, this is an area that we think is really important, along with the benefit side too. So, so we really, you know, we love helping companies, you know, correct, get their payroll done correctly, get their benefits admin done correctly, and more importantly, take care of their employees.
Yeah, we've done a lot of really good process improvement. Heather's done a lot of really good process improvement for companies that have come to us. You have spent countless hours, and your team has spent countless hours on the phone helping to rectify some of these issues that we've had with various payroll providers. And it hasn't just been one in particular, it's been multiple ones where you've had to go in, and in some cases you've escalated all the way up to the CEOs of some of these payroll providers to get the answers that you needed, just because they weren't responding in the way that you needed them to respond in. So the amount of attention to detail and really just wrestling these issues and fixing these processes has really been phenomenal on your part. And I think that that's just amazing level of service that we've been able to provide to our customers. And that takes a lot of time. Like if you're the CEO or the CFO and you're having to spend hours on the phone trying to fix these issues, and then our team is taking that on for you, there's a lot of value there. So just great work by Heather, and thank you for doing that. And you've really made a difference in this space.
Yeah, no, we've all seen many of our clients, whether it's payroll or HR services, sit back and just take a breath of relief, and knowing that they're going to be taken care of. Everything's going to be dealt with as an emergency. We're going to dig until we get the answer we want. And like you said, that's going to the CEO of the company. I've done it more than once. I've done it more than 3 times to get the help that our clients deserve. And that's what we'll keep doing, because they need the results. They're not getting them, then we're going to help them get them.
Yeah, and
you want to put that other slide up?
Yeah.
The other thing too is we also just completed a case study on one of our clients where there was a brand new HR leader that was brought in. We hired that HR leader, by the way, last summer. She basically saw there was a lot of things that were missing in their Bamboo HR system, and she brought us in to basically audit and fix all of the data gaps, in their system, because in reports that they were running basically were wrong because of bad data in Bamboo HR, and Heather did a fantastic job of going in and saying, okay, what needs to be in the employee file, what needs to be in the employee data set for 3 different countries: the U.S., France, as well as India, and where are we with certain other compliance documents, and it was a percent completed. I mean, I think we started where we were probably at below 50% in all the different categories, and then Heather was able to get everybody up to 50, up to 100%. So and just as we completed that project, guess what? A new CEO showed up. The company made a change in their leadership team, and that new CEO wanted org charts, wanted cost for developers, wanted to understand the headcount, turnover, because we did all this work, Heather was able to produce org charts with pictures from Bamboo HR for the new CEO, able to produce, here is your cost for developers in the different countries, able to produce a ton of data that the CEO was looking for. And guess what that did for HR? That made HR a trusted partner of that new CEO, and that hasn't stopped. The new CEO now is asking for, okay, tell me your recommendation on compensation for executives, and tell me your recommendation for our stock and equity program. And so, that's an example of one that we've just completed and are continuing to work on with this organization. And a lot of it is just 100% based on, having good HR data and us being able to provide that to that team. So it was great work on that one.
Oh my gosh,
Jason,
we gave her all these accolades. We gave her all this great press. We said how wonderful she is, and she dropped out on us. She just hung up. No, she didn't hang up. She's obviously having bandwidth issues.
Exactly.
And if I know her right now, she's so upset right now that this is happening.
Oh, yeah.
So this slide right here lists all of the vendors that we have expertise with. This is not a list of clients. I just want to call that out. This is a list of vendors that we have expertise with, being able to manage your payroll. And what we do is we'll come in, and if you have a payroll system, we know your payroll system, and we'll just do your payroll administration on your current system. So we make it very painless, and we have trained our team in many, many, many different payroll systems. So we are sad that Heather has we've lost Heather, but considering that she was sending me mean text messages about the Chiefs during the games, probably somewhat justified. That's all. That's
Yeah,
about all I can say.
Jason, did you dump Heather in the middle of our call?
Maybe I hit blank. No, we did not. Heather is
Not,
an
you did not.
amazing. Yeah, I know she's amazing. So we're really lucky to have her,
And-
and you would be really lucky to have her
Mhm.
and her team working on anything that you have out there in the payroll space. All right, anything we want
Yeah.
to add here to put a bow on this?
Yeah, no, I think like Jason said, those companies are the ones that we work with on a regular basis. We also, in some cases, work with PEOs, and in one of our clients, we basically are their HR department, and we run their payroll, run their benefits, but we run it through a PEO, and it works great. I mean, we have a fantastic relationship with them. So
That's a
we've
bit of
got
a
different
one-off.
models.
That's a bit of a one-off model. I
Yep.
think our belief is that we
Hmm.
can do the entire process for you a lot more inexpensively and a lot more efficiently than with a PEO. So we basically had that model
Hmm.
inherited through them. But our
Yep.
belief is that if you look at our full service end-to-end model, with what we can do, we can save you in the benefit space, we can save you in the PEO space,
Mhm.
and we can bring down your spend considerably. So,
Yep.
in fact, we're having a luncheon in Houston
There you go.
on February 29th at Perry's to talk about how we can work with you to have you get out of a PEO and save you money. So, if you're interested, there's a post on that on my LinkedIn, and you can hit the Eventbrite link and you can come to the lunch. So we'd love to talk to you
Yeah.
about how you save money on PEO. So we're just
Exactly.
about wrapping it up. We were saying all these wonderful things about us, but you hung up on us because for whatever reason, Heather.
Yep.
Sorry. Getting the good
No
advice.
worries, no worries. And also, we're going to be at South by Southwest on March the 11th and 12th. So anybody going to be there in Austin, let me know. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining back. Heather, at the very end, we gave you a number of action items to take care of, and we're happy that you logged back in. All right. Talk
Yep.
to everybody later. All right.
Have a
Thanks. All right.
great
Bye bye.
day. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.